That's what we perhaps need to do.
Next up, we'll go to Shane.
Coach, the expectations were so high for this group. You had some firepower coming in. You mentioned on paper 3 or 4 times already tonight. Started off good, got points in the middle of the season, and then something happened. Can you put your finger on that?
No, I can't. Well, we kind of got on a roll, but we've never, to be honest, we've never really got on a roll. So there's barely been a game this season where I felt we've been a dominant force in the game where we've had what I'd call a complete performance. Whatever game we played, there has been stages during the game, and every team has those stages during the game where you have lapses. The problem is that when we have lapses, we have lapses. And again, whether it's concentration, organisation, decision making, lack of effort, waiting for somebody else to do your job for you, I really don't know. Probably a combination of all those things. And just when we felt that we had everybody back and that we were ready to go, we've almost gone the wrong way. One of the things I don't think that has helped us is that well, 2 things that I think have been perhaps responsible in a way is that when we've been dominating games, which we have done in several games, we haven't scored. And when we've been having times when we're not dominating games, we've conceded goals. And tonight's a great example of that. Tonight probably typified kind of the season as a whole, in the sense that we were kind of shaky in the first half, but we'd got over the shakiness. And you know, as we were getting into the 40th minute, we were actually starting to come into the game, and we were actually starting to get some play. And then all of a sudden, within a blink of an eye, we're 2-0 down. And it's hard to explain why that happened. So, apart from those factors that I said earlier, that's the only answers that I've got.
Guys, we'll take 2 more questions.
Sorry,
We'll
that's
go to
long
Mike
answers.
and then
They
Louise.
are long answers. Apologise. Hope I'm not putting you to sleep.
Coach, entering this game, you said earlier this week that this game had the feeling of it being a cup final. I mean, obviously you've kind of already lamented on that, but how disappointing is it to see some of your players not buy into that type of mentality to kind of approach it as a cup final?
It's extremely disappointing. I mean, it's more than disappointing. It's actually more than it's not just disappointing. Disappointing is when you go and have an effort and you get a bad result and things don't go for you. Disappointing was season 1 here when we, were scraping to put a team together to come into the league and get out in games against teams that were well organised and stable and had their team set, and we were fighting away and battling away, and quite often we'd end up losing the game by 2-1 or 1-0 or whatever. And at every one of those games, probably for the last 15 minutes, our players had a real goal. But that's been bereft of the team for much of this season in a consistent basis. Whether we feel that we have too many star players, I don't know. Whether we need more what I call blue collar players in the team, I don't know. Whether we've got the wrong combination of players that's just not working together, I don't know. But we're still having 8 or 9 of the same players from last year. So yeah, it's as I say, it's more than disappointing. Much more than disappointing.
And last question, Louise.
You're going on the road to New Jersey for Sky Blue. What sort of things are you going to be just looking to get out of that game, and what you're looking for?
At this moment in time, I really don't know. The first thing that we need to do is sit back and say, what's the best team? What's the best team to put out? We just have to approach it like any other game. That's the key. The challenge for the players now, the challenge for our players and for all of us, is that we're not going to be in the top 4, and what kind of attitude and mentality are we going to actually go into that game with? But as I say, for me, that everything's on the line in that kind of game, in the sense of how we want to finish the season, how we want to be perceived as a team, how we want to be perceived as individuals, and how we as a coaching staff and management staff want to be perceived in the job that we do. Because ultimately I'm responsible for results, and if we don't get results, it's my failure more so than the players' failure.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, appreciate all your support during the season. Appreciate you turning up every day. Appreciate how you've gone about your jobs in relation to the team, the support that you've given me and the support you've given the team, and you've kept behind us through a season that's been difficult. And personally, I would just like to thank all of you for that support. I've really appreciated it, because it's been a tough season for all of us, and you've stuck in with us. And I respect that, and your honesty in dealing with us, and your help in dealing with us, and particularly dealing with me. So thank you very much indeed. Greatly appreciated. We'll see some of you during the week perhaps, and we'll see you all when we see you all. Thank you.
Thank you.